Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the show today, wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching today. I'm going to share the trades that I'm taking. Of course, we're going to look at some updated charts for Bitcoin, what I see next, shaking out some of the possibilities, and of course a whole bunch of other stuff. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and of course does help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you take the time to write. Thank you so much for that, and I take the time to read them and respond. And of course, those who are new to the channel, welcome. Smash that subscribe button and you'll get my daily updates here. Okay, so let's jump straight into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, of course, I'm still in the Bitcoin trade that I shared about the other day at 104, and that has moved now up to 107,800. Now, I was going to look at stopping out at 04,900. If we closed below that, we did not get any kind of a close below that, so I stayed in that trade. So just wanted to update you on that trade there. Of course, now what we have seen here for Bitcoin is a higher high on the daily, looking for an entry. And if we're going to stay bullish here, a good entry, I wouldn't be jumping in here because I already obviously got in when the signals fired off. So let's see the Tribal Trades indicator, one indicator to rule them all, and there we go. So I got in on this daily time frame signal that it fired off, and I shared about that here on YouTube and also in the Discord. And so we got in on that trade, and I'm still in that trade, and I would have stopped out at 104,900. Okay, and we don't have any sell signal there, so we're going to stay in this trade. However, if we do come back and have a little bit of a pullback around 105,200 would be the level that I'm looking for, and that could be a place where I would look to add to the trade on a higher low. Okay, so we have a higher high. What are we looking for next? A higher low. So this is why I wouldn't FOMO in here. I already got in on the Tribal Trade signal here, and then I'll be looking to get in on I'll look to add to the trade on a higher low. Okay, so we do have a trend. There was the trend, and you can see what happened here. We had this downtrend. I gave the signal to buy. I shared here on the April the 17th, it actually was that this would be the last chance, because we got a weekly close above that to get in before it took off. And that's exactly what happened. I've shown this numerous times on this channel. And of course, now we have a similar situation here. The trend line's not as long or as strong. This one's only been in play on the 22nd of May, but there you go. You see a little bit of a break of trend, the Tribal Trades trend line there, and come back and maybe test that would be what I would be looking for to look to add to the trade. And again, as long as we don't lose this 100,000 here. Now, of course, would I hold this all the way down to 100,000? There would probably be a sell signal that would get me out of the trade. So I'd probably look, if we were to get back and come back and retest this trend line and break below. But 105,200 is going to be the area that I'm looking for there. And I do want to add a couple of indicators here. I want to add the 20 EMA, and I'm going to add the 9 EMA here as well. And so you can see they're both together basically, and this is where I would look to get out of the trade. I was below that level, and then I would look to get out of the trade. I might get a sell signal before that, of course, but there you have. So what we saw happen was the 9 EMA went below the 20 EMA, huge fake out, and then went back above. And of course, we had the head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin here that got completely invalidated as well. So that's something else that we saw. It was very interesting. It was starting to play out, and then we saw this reversal to the upside here. Now, we have seen these false move Monday fake outs before, which would induce the long traders, and we are going to quickly look at follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And what does the yellow brick road tell us? There, they came and got that liquidity. So there is liquidity to the downside here at about that 104,000 level. So we could wick down to that level, for example, and come down and get this. Was this just a liquidation hunt? There was what I warned about just a couple of days ago what I felt the market makers would go up and get that, but now will the market makers come down and get this liquidity that has been building up below? And you got to follow the yellow brick road. Again, if I'm the market maker, then possibly this is what I'm looking to do. Now, of course, the market maker may push a little bit higher up here to 108 to collect some more liquidity to the upside, and that what that also would do is encourage more people to go long, and then this would build up before they can bring it back down again there. Which begs the question, is the June low in? Now, the average for the June low is June the 13th. You can see on the 2-week time frame, there is quite a bit more to the upside here. It's possible, we could come all the way up to 110, then come back down to 105, create a higher low, and that would confirm that bullish structure. Okay, we do need a higher low to confirm that bullish structure. We do have that, but you can see there is a lot of liquidity to the upside. I do believe the market maker is going to come and get that at some point here, of course, or at least if I'm the market maker, I do. But just keep in mind, there is a lot of liquidity to the downside. This will continue to build up as we move up here. And of course, there is a lot there at 111, 112 billions and billions of dollars there. Just keep an eye on that. You can get this, the Coin Glass. It's an app on your phone, actually, you can get as well, or you can go to the website and there. And I've got a whole video on the yellow brick road on my YouTube channel there. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Bitcoin. So of course, everything right now for me is a trade. This is a trade that I'm in for Bitcoin that I recently got in. As you know, I sold my Bitcoin for an average of around 108,000, kind of close to where we are now. And then I was able to get back in on the daily time frame trade at 104,000, and then we're back at 107. So so far, those 3 trades have worked out great. The weekly gave me a sell signal. I got out of that, and then I got back in on the daily time frame. Here we got the green dot, and then you can see how accurate that has been in getting up for a nice move to the upside. The last time we got a green dot on Bitcoin was all the way down here in the mid 70s. So this is why I entered the trade here, and I shared that in the Discord and here on the YouTube channel as well. But again, I would look to get out of this trade if we were to lose that 20 EMA on the daily, have a daily close below that, and obviously below this trend line here. All right, let's look at some of the other trades here. Tau has been a real great one here. It fired off on the daily time frame, and I got in the trade, and I shared this, I believe it was on the Saturday there. However, got stopped out of that trade, even though there wasn't a sell signal on the daily. There was a sell signal, I believe, on the 4-hour time frame there, and so got out. And then you just really, at the end of the day, the daily time frame, it's ended up just holding that. But obviously setting stop losses is important, because if we see this go up and then it comes straight back down like that, you can see how this was great. Obviously, you want to make sure that you have a plan for the trade, and that if it goes to the downside, you can stop out. So I stopped out of that trade. I shared that in the Discord, and then got back in the trade yesterday on the hourly time frame. It's turned out to be a really great trade. So I shared this in the Discord here. Let's go to Crypto Plays here. And this was shared in the Discord. Now look here with Tau, 373, one of the levels that was shared. And we're going to go down here and have a look. And so 377 got tagged perfectly. The Tribal Trades indicator confirms for the buy. There it is there. The 20 EMA on the weekly was there. Massive level of support. And we get the Tribal Trades indicator giving double confirmation. And we were able to ride that up. And you can see there was our target of 373 that we got in as an area of support. And obviously this went off to the races, worked out really well. And we stayed in the trade as long as it stayed above 384 there. And then, of course, look what happened. We got the Tribal Trades sell signal right at about 385. That was a signal to get out of the trade. It actually got as high as 388, and then did get out of the trade there, and out of the trade on the loss of 384. But that ended up being a good move from 373 to 384 there, okay? So what are we looking at now? The new trade for Tau is right now is going to be need to stay above this 399, and we haven't, okay? And you can see also there is a Tribal Trades trend line, one line to rule them all. And of course, we've seen this so often from the market makers. They will pump up the market, and people will go long. There'll be a false breakout, and this is what we're seeing right now, maybe a false breakout. We're still in the midst of testing this area. And of course, and then we see a reversal. Now, if we reject here, that's going to be time to get out of the trade. So currently right now, we are wrestling and battling with this 398 level. Why is this 398 level so key? Because we've got a golden cross where the 50 is going above the 200. We also have the 20 EMA on the daily there, and the 50-week moving average are all at 398 and 399. So 4 massively key moving averages are there. And so we really do need to hold these levels. Otherwise, if we get a close below these levels, that could be a time to exit. And we look at the lower time frames. We do have a sell signal, a soft sell signal on the 4-hour. We'll see how we play out with that one. That might be a sign to jump out of the trade there, okay? So those 4 levels. I also see that, look at the tribal trades trend line. Where did it stop? At the tribal trades trend line. One line to rule them all there, okay? And trading courses there. The next session in my life-changing games trading course is actually going to be on trend lines. We did the Fibonacci's lesson yesterday that went out to all the Discord members there. And so that's also another great benefit of being in the Discord. You can partake not only of the tribal trades indicator, but also of the life-changing gains trading course there, a complete A to Z of trading there. Absolutely fantastic. So that there was a key area at that moment. So we're right now testing that as we're live, as I'm doing this, and I will update in the Discord what ends up happening with this trade. But obviously, I want to see a break above. Look, obviously, as long as we're above 398, 399, of course, the 20 EMA, we're great. Even better if we break above this trend line, currently sitting at about 403. But we do not want to reject here and lose this level there. So I will keep you updated with that trade. Some of the other trades that I'm possibly looking for is SUI and Ondo. Those are trades that I'm looking for, and I've shared those levels in the Discord as well. And if you'd love to join us in the Discord, I'd love. We've got some great wins today. Morpheus, yes, we need a Neo. Somebody join. And of course, you can set whatever your name wants to be in the Discord. Of course, it can be whatever you like. You can change it at any time, of course. But we have Morpheus in the Discord here. Great play here for Solana. And then love Braveheart trader from Scotland, William Wallace. I keep urging him to change to William Wallace one day. I'm hoping that he takes advice, because it's not financial advice. So, of course, he can take that. And, of course, Matrix, which I've been encouraging to rename to Matrix. But, everybody, of course, can go in whatever name they want. Julie with an I, Ondo trade there, a Tau trade, and a Sui trade. Smash those trades. Absolutely fantastic. Tonj in there. The OMG, I love that. The tribal trades indicator just fired again. As you can see, people are learning how to use it. You do need to learn how to use it, okay? You can't just come in and add it and sail on the donkey kind of thing. There needs to be Aaron there with a couple of great trades. Well done. Too early, Rod. I've encouraged him to change his name to Right on Time, Rod. Or Nikola Tesla, as always, absolutely smashing it in the Discord. And I love how he gives technicals of how he made the money and got in the trade and used the tribal trades indicator to win there. Absolutely fantastic. I appreciate that, buddy. And getting in on some trades there, absolutely fantastic. So if you'd like to join the Tribal Trades Discord, there is a link below in the description. You might need to click the More button for that, and that will pop out. That's the top link there. For less than a cup of coffee per day, you can join the Discord here. Investing in yourself is the best investment you can make there. We are going to be closing off. This is a limited, all by design Discord. And so if you are thinking or looking to join the Discord, this is the month to do it. We will be closing that off in next month sometime. Probably still have a little bit of time. I will let you know. I will give a deadline date here. Of course, and once it is closed, then you would have to go on a wait list. And you can still get in off the wait list, of course, but you'd have to wait for somebody's subscription not to renew to be able to be the next person on the list there, okay? And you can see all the great educational content, trading signals. We've got, of course, the live sessions with me a couple of times a week, and on the weekends, we've got the life-changing gains trading course as well. It's accessible through the cheat sheet. I think I might add it as one of the channels there. And we've got all the wonderful other channels that you can see there, as well as entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Okay, I hope you were today. And of course, until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.